into northeastern Italy and the Dolomites. It's out of season, so things are reasonably quiet here, but the weather is still fantastic. And this is a view from our campsite up into the hills. And to get us up there's a cable car, and it's used by a lot of the paragliders, which we'll see in a little while. We're there for 3 days for some walking, and we had weather like this the whole time. It was a very light wind day. Wind was just trying to pick up when this guy got airborne. Did very well too, because a lot of people didn't manage it. But a lot of people did, as you'll see in a minute, and it's the busiest paragliding place that I've seen. There are busy ones, I think, but also one of the most dramatic, because these guys, once they've got the height, are up in those big crater peaks.
And then once you're up, you just...
You've had a go, have you?
No, I want to have a go.
You'd like to have a go, yeah? I must admit, I suppose it's nice to pick up with a tandem first.
Oh, yeah.
Vediamo cosa dice che lo sappiamo.
Quanto bene che ti voglio.
I mean, some of these people missed up for hours, so yeah, it could be tiring.
8, 9 up there.
Is there? And this is what the Dolomites is all about, these great big rock formations jutting up out of the already fairly hilly landscape and giving it its particular character. It's about 3,000 feet from the village Campitello where we were staying to get to this path, but of course that was done this day with the cable car, and for that reason there's a lot of people up at this level. The refuges up here look pretty good, and there's lots of them, so you're always sure of somewhere to stay or to eat if you're going for a hike at this level. Very, very good, well worked out system. I filmed this guy because, as far as I could see, he is definitely trying to kill himself. He was one of the guys who got the height to come over to the peaks, and then he spent 15 or 20 minutes just flying up against the rock face. I don't know if he was nervous, but I was wetting myself.
She's a big girl to carry. the same one that was up the top, was it?
I don't know. No, he appeared from the other side, I think.
I thought it was a different colour, this one. Not such a nice, I think the brighter colours are better actually.
A little bit higher up, I climbed above the main path up towards this rock buttress, would you call it, whatever it is there, and in fact that point where the cliff starts in the middle of the picture now is where I then walked to, and then back down the right hand ridge that you can see on the screen now. And here I am up at that buttress. Still a lovely day. Puffing a bit because I think we're talking about 8,000 feet nearly, 7,000, 7,500 feet there. And it was only with the video on Zoom that I noticed this chairlift. So if you'd gone further across the valley, you can actually take a chairlift which takes you up into one of the gaps between the buttresses and enables you to walk down the other side or even around them. I didn't get to check that out. This is Lucca. By this time we'd moved down to Tuscany and been there for best part of 10 days, and we're on our way back north. We'd visited Volterra and San Gimignano from our campsite near Casale Marittimo, and we'd had a pretty good time. I hadn't taken a video camera to some of those places, probably sadly, because this is the day that the rain started, as you can see for the umbrellas. But it was a good time to travel as the weather was just turning. But even if the weather had turned, Brenda was still in shorts. I think I was too. This place in the centre of Lucca, on the map I thought at first it was an amphitheatre, but it is a large village square built in a complete circle. And I boringly went round with the camera once to show the square at street level, and in a second you'll see me go around again a little bit higher to take in some of the rooftops which I couldn't quite get on the first one. Here I go. Unusual place and really quite effective. Gressoney Saint Jean in the the Aosta Valley in northwest Italy as you run up towards the Brenner Pass. We'd had some bad weather further down on the coast when we went to see the Cinque Terre, and we hadn't stayed there very long, but we did hit the last of the good days in the mountains this side when we got here. Very attractive village, fantastic scenery. Snow up there on the glacier, you see it more later on. Usual very alpine look to the place. And very, very quiet. As this was by now the end of September, and the gap is between now the walking season and the skiing season. These are the hills above Gressoney Saint Jean. The valley goes up just so far. There are a few lifts which are all closed this time of the year, and you can see the glacier only, 1,000 feet above us, if that. We only had a short walk there, and in the space of that walk it changed from a day like this to the start of a snow shower, and the next day was, as you'll see later, quite wintry. This is the next day and we're heading down the mountain to continue our journey into Germany. When we stop to take a picture of this chopper, and you can see the sort of weather he's flying in, the sort of weather that's turned up, but it's not stopping him. In the camp.